This is a video for how to go about creating a dimension drawing of number 17 from your 20 ISOs project in Fusion 360. We're going to go to Design, and we're going to go to Drawing, and we're going to go to From Design. Keep your PLTW title block. We're going to go ahead and say OK. Now, for the purposes of this specific part, I'll get into some explanation here in a second, we're going to go at a 1:4 scale, and we're going to just place this down here about in the bottom middle of the page, and we're going to click and say OK. Then I want to go up to Projected, and we're going to click on our front view, and we're going to go top, we're going to go right side, and we're going to go over here to the left side also, and right click. Excuse me, I forgot to create an ISO. We're going to go up to Projected, tap on our front, create your ISO, right click, say OK. Let's double click on the ISO, and we'll go up to Shaded, and we'll go ahead and say Close. So the reason why we created this kind of left side view is you'll notice we have this kind of slide shape that's over here on the left hand side of the object, and we only see that as a visible feature in this left side view. So there's a reason why I threw the left side here. The three principal views of orthographic projection are front, top, and right side, but sometimes you do need to place another view, so I am choosing to place that view in this specific drawing. We need to go up and grab a hold of center mark, and we will place a center mark on this arc, and we will place one on this arc. We'll notice that that perfectly lines up with the corner of the object. So what we'll need to do is go ahead and do our width dimensions first. I generally like to start with width. So this object, as far as the left to right dimensions are concerned, are not necessarily defined by what this radius is. So we'll go up and we'll grab a hold of dimension. We will go from far left to far right. So let's do this in the front view. We're going to go up to dimension. In the last couple of videos we had started in the top view. We're going to go ahead and go to our front view. We're going to drag up the width of 8. This cut is 4 deep, and that's really the only width dimensions we need to place. This dimension right here will be defined by what the radius dimension of this arc is. So if we click up here on this arc and we drag out, we will notice that we have ourselves a radius dimension. Let's go around to where the actual arrow is on the object. Let's come back around to here. The radius dimension in this case, you need to click on this and drag it out a little bit. I'm going to click on this, drag it out. The radius dimension on this specific object is 2. So that's how we would see that hidden line, is from this edge in this object. So for our depth dimensions, the only real dimensions that we are going to need is the full depth and then the distance from the back to the center mark here. So let's move our ISO a little bit over to the side and out of the way by clicking on the gray box and dragging it over a little. And I'm going to click on dimension, and I'm going to go from front to back. I'm going to place this a little bit out here, and we're now going to go from here to the center mark and drag out, and that is half the distance. We're going to right click and say OK. Now we could put this over here in the side view some, but there's no way to do the center mark of this half cylinder over here in the side view. So we have our depth up here at the top. Now we really just have to do the height, and the only real height dimension we have to be concerned with is the full height dimension here in this view, and that is 5. So I'm going to right click and say OK. I'm intentionally leaving this for the last. Normally I go ahead and do my arcs and my holes first, but I kind of wanted to talk about, how you can clearly define dimensions based on like the distance from here to here is obviously going to be the radius of this. So in our side view, the distance from this line to this line is going to be the radius dimension here, same as the distance from here to here. If I grab a hold of dimension, I click on that, we're going to notice that the radius dimension is 4. I'm going to right click and say OK. We want to drag this outside the object, and sometimes things can get a little quirky when you're working with dragging things out of the object. So I don't want to keep this in, but it seems to want to kind of snap. I finally got it on the outside. I'm going to click and drag this a little bit more to the left. Remember, a leader line is diagonal, and it leads you to the feature. Now remember, we could not get a dimension on this actual object line in the top, front, or side view. So we went ahead and created a left side view in this case to fully dimension and fully show the part. If we wanted to drag this over a little bit, notice that the top view will go ahead and slide along with it. We want to give ourselves a little bit more space to work with. We can do that. So this is all the dimensions that you would need to go about creating this part, and we have maintained adjacency. I could have placed the 5 on the front view if I wanted to. You know, we made sure we did not dimension to a hidden line over here, and we are clear in all of our communications. So we know this arc is a radius of 4, and we would extrude cut that back a distance of 4 by looking at this. We were not redundant, and we followed all our dimensioning rules. So this has been a video for how to go about creating a fully dimensioned drawing in 20 ISOs. Let's make sure we click save, say save, and that is the video.